Hmm. Taking some time to get settled in here, maybe finding a little wiggle, adjusting the props beneath you, Hmm. and just beginning to arrive, especially if you had to maybe rush a little bit to get here. I know sometimes I'll go, oh, I know I need to be there at 8:15, and then like, oh, it's 8:15 now. So taking some time to settle, to arrive, to check in, is where you're currently seated the best position for you today? Do you have enough cushions? Do you want more? Do you want less? And then checking in with your posture. Again, I mentioned that oftentimes as we get deeper into the meditation, I will start to lean back from the microphone. And a lot of that comes from stacking my head over my heart, heart over hips, and just finding that lengthened posture where you can be alert yet relaxed. So I really like using the breath for that. So with every inhale, sitting up a little taller. With every exhale, softening down, letting your shoulders drop, letting your jaw relax. Hmm. The beautiful thing about mindfulness is there's no right or wrong. We're just checking in, seeing how things are in this moment. How are things right now? Feeling the rhythm of your breath and noticing where you feel your breath most prominently. Maybe you're most aware of your breath around your nostrils or your lips. Maybe you feel movement in your chest or deep into your abdomen. We're not necessarily changing anything, but rather noticing. And from there, you can get curious. Does it feel helpful to breathe more deeply? Remember that anything I offer to you, you or your body are allowed to say yes or no. So getting curious about your breath, perhaps seeing how deep you can bring your breath, feeling your belly expand on each inhale and soften on each exhale. And as you breathe, continue to check in with different parts of your body. Maybe starting with your feet, noticing the points of contact between your feet and whatever's beneath you. Maybe your feet are flat. Maybe it's the edges of your feet making contact if you're sitting cross-legged. What is the temperature of your feet? Are your feet holding any tension that you can soften here? Bringing this same compassionate curiosity to our calves and shins. Just noticing. And sometimes when it comes to muscles, it can feel interesting to clench a few times, feeling that clench and release, and then letting yourself stay with the release. Feeling the point of connection at your knees as you move up into your thigh muscles. Again, maybe finding some small clenches before giving those big muscles the opportunity to soften. This is a great way to notice the supports beneath you. Do you have enough support that your body can soften? Moving from our legs into our hips and glutes, really being aware of wherever you are seated. Feeling those points of contact. Notice if you're bracing against it and see if you can allow your body to be supported by your cushions, by the earth. Feeling into your abdomen. Again, the movement of your breath. Maybe sitting up a little taller as you check in with the upper part of your torso, with your rib cage, your lungs, your heart. Again, noticing the sensations that happen as you breathe. And as we move up into our shoulders, maybe finding a bit of movement here if that feels helpful. And the shoulders are a common point of holding tension. And so if there is any tension there, you're not doing anything wrong. We're simply inviting our body to soften, And because it's an invitation, our body gets to say yes or no. Maybe noticing where your arms are resting. Are they hanging alongside you? Are they resting in your lap? Moving into the sensations at our head, being aware of our necks joining body and head. Again, an opportunity for some gentle movement as we invite ease, inviting your jaw to soften, letting your eyes be soft. Sometimes this means closed, and sometimes this means just soft with your gaze fixed a little bit out in front of you. Depending on where we meditate, it's not always feasible to have our eyes closed, but it's also not essential to the practice. Having our eyes open can invite another focal point. Just try not to have your eyes darting around or getting distracted. Continue the softening along your forehead, your eyebrows, and then just feeling this awareness of being in your body. Notice if there's a particular area that's bringing your attention. Continuing to invite this awareness without judgment. This is one of many ways we cultivate self-compassion, by noticing what's going on in our bodies in this moment with gentleness. And with this same compassionate awareness, we can shift our focus from our body to observing our mind. Meditation does not mean that our mind stops. Our mind's job is to bring thoughts to us. Our work in meditation is to notice these thoughts and allow them to pass like clouds in the sky. So, what does it look like to notice the inner workings of your mind without pressure to have them be a certain way? And just as thoughts can come and go, our emotions can be observed in a similar fashion. What emotions are bubbling up? Observing everything that arises with compassionate curiosity. Allowing this awareness to expand throughout anything you are experiencing, mind, body, allowing yourself to have an awareness of the space around you that you are practicing within. Again, without judgments. I find that sound is often a place we are quick to judge, where there are unpleasant sounds or pleasant sounds, where we can play meditation music, but if a car goes by and honks its horn, that is not good. What does it feel like to soften, to let all of those sounds just be around you? For me, it can be an interesting exercise in control, noticing that part of me that wants to control for the perfect meditative space. And remind yourself that meditation happens where it happens. And from this space of awareness, of curiosity and non judgment, we're going to shift into loving kindness meditation. I found one today that just feels very summery, and it's felt very summery outdoors here. So, with our loving kindness meditation, we recite these 4 lines for ourselves, for a loved one, for someone who represents conflict, and for all beings. So, option to place your hands on your heart, on your belly, or leave them where they are. I'll read each line and then pause to give you time to repeat after me, either silently or aloud, depending on where you're practicing. May I rejoice in the happiness of others. May I savor the sweetness that arises. May joy move freely through my heart. May the fruits of gladness be abundant. Notice how that feels to have those well wishes for yourself. Bringing to mind now a loved one, friend, family member, or pet. May you rejoice in the happiness of others. May you savor the sweetness that arises. May joy move freely through your heart. May the fruits of gladness be abundant. Mm. Wonderful addition. Thank you. May I see and appreciate the goodness in others. That's a beautiful one. Thank you, Tammy. Mm. So now moving on to someone who represents conflict and not working with someone who is a major source of trauma or real agitation, but just someone who's you're currently having a little kerfuffle with. May you rejoice in the happiness of others. May you savor the sweetness that arises. May joy move freely through your heart. May the fruits of gladness be abundant. Noticing how it felt to say those words to someone you might not always feel warm and fuzzy towards. And moving now, my favorite way to close, to all beings. May all beings rejoice in the happiness of others. May all beings savor the sweetness that arises. May joy move freely through the hearts of all beings. May the fruits of gladness be abundant for all beings. Again, noticing how that feels, that interconnectedness. Even though we're not in the same place, we still have our meditation group together, knowing that there are other people participating in this mindful awareness, in this loving kindness practice. Just feeling that interconnectedness, knowing the importance of having that compassion, feeling both yourself and expanding to others. Knowing that we need both to really nourish ourselves. So as we begin to draw our practice to a close today, I invite you to bring your palms together in front of your heart space, taking this time to thank yourself for making time for meditation. Feel grateful for all who meditated alongside you. Thank you so much. Thank you.